Witam Was w kolejnym odcinku z gry Horizon Forbidden West. Ostatnio przyjechaliśmy do dalszej części gry, że tak powiem. Mamy już możliwość takiego luźnego chodzenia po świecie. Przynajmniej po tej części. Nie wiem jak będzie dalej. Coś tu mamy. Fajne. I właśnie zbliżamy się do Złomianek, żeby ulepszyć nasz łuk. I idziemy szukać Erenda. O! Tak, zaraz wejdziemy. Tak, więc tak jak widzicie, znajdź Erenda. Następny quest.
Open up, guys. Joel's orders. By the forge. Petra? Aloy, what are you doing here? About time there was something worth looking at in this dump. It's nice to see you too. And not a moment too soon. Come on. Damn brewery's the only thing I can count on in this place.
Yeah, I heard. Machines, work stoppage.
Oh, those are just the latest malfunctions. Chain scrape's always been a few tools short of a kit. And right there is the biggest tool of all.
Not our fault. The bristlebacks are everybody.
Roland?
You've heard of him,
Yeah.
but he's a story best told over a cold beer.
Petra. I'm just passing through. I'm headed west.
Oh,
There's an embassy at Barren Light I need to make happen, and then I keep moving.
ah, of course. Bigger gears to grind. Well, Flamehair, good to see you. Gotta move on.
Petra,
But if you want a cold beer and a few laughs with an old friend, come find me at the brewery. Your choice.
well, this Olin guy sounds like trouble. Maybe Petra could use some support. But first things first, I need to find that workbench and upgrade my bow.
Oczywiście, że pójdziemy do Petry pogadać. Ale okej, faktycznie najpierw pójdziemy już ulepszyć ten łuk, jak tak Aloy zależy. Okej, co tutaj mamy? Hukoproca, nie, łuk. Dobra. Ciekawe. Tutaj to też mogę zrobić. Czego mi brakuje? A, mały rdzeń. Tak? A, nie. Cyrkulator nornika. Nie, dobrze, mogę ulepszyć. Tutaj mi brakuje czegoś. Nie. A to ja sobie ulepszę na maksa. Nie wiem, czy to celowo, w sensie, znaczy celowo to zrobiłam, ale nie wiem, czy to dobrze, że to zrobiłam. Huk proce też sobie ulepszymy. Dobra. Ulepszenie ubioru. Ależ oczywiście. Tutaj już nie mam okruchów metalu. Ok. A pułapki? Nie, pułapek nie chcę. Dobra, super. No i świetnie. O, faktycznie. Okej, zwoju to my raczej jeszcze nie mamy. Ale zaraz zobaczymy. Nie wydaje mi się, żebyśmy mieli zwoje. Zmienić zwoje? No właśnie, nie mamy zwojów. Okej. Teraz tak, 3 questy. I jakieś nieznane coś. Dobra, zacznijmy od tego. Jeśli pozwolicie, sprawdzę sobie tylko,
With the bristlebacks.
czy mi się nagrywa. Tak, jak najbardziej. Także lecimy dalej. Ulepszymy, zapiszemy, znaczy się. I gdzieś tutaj zaraz mamy questa, tu na dole.
The same side here, Owen. The bristlebacks threaten us all.
Oh, drop the act.
What do you want, Owen? Some kind of payment?
My dear magistrate, you think I can be bought? If you want that whistle blown, all you have to do is have your soldiers remove the bristlebacks and sign the concession decree. Face it, what other choice do you have?
Hi.
Savior, what auspicious timing. Might we discuss a matter of importance to the Sundom?
We might. Later.
Very well. I shall be waiting.
So, the savior herself. Walloper of Derval, gutter of youth.
Maybe.
I've heard many tales of your beauty and heroics, my fierce lady warrior. Olfant Frio, at your service. So, what could have dragged you away from the fine silks and wine of Meridian to this smudge of a settlement? Your saviorly attention must be needed elsewhere.
I'm here for the embassy and...
The embassy? Why, by the forge. Ah. Greater gears for greater matters. Guess that means you'll be moving on.
Once I've dealt with any problems around here that need my saviorly attention.
Ah, the bristlebacks, of course. Got to get rid of them if you want that embassy to take place. Well, best get to it, hey? And off you go.
Not so fast.
Okej, porozmawiamy sobie z nim.
You don't seem to have a high opinion of the magistrate?
Well, I refuse to play nice to some fancy-robed parchment pusher when my fellow laborers are being bullied, intimidated, and taken advantage of.
How noble of you.
Noble, bah! Born with a hammer in hand, I was. Nobody handed me anything or dropped opportunity into my lap. Everything I've achieved, I've done on my own.
And where is this hammer now?
The burden of leadership forced me to set it aside. The Carja risk nothing, while demanding that good Osram gamble with their lives out there. Someone had to step up and say no more.
Jakiś tam sens ma to, co mówi, pod warunkiem, że nie kłamie.
You ordered the work stoppage?
Indeed I did. We're laborers, not soldiers. Until the Carja clean up their mess and give us the fair deal we deserve, I'm not risking Osram lives.
Fair deal? You mean your concession decree?
It's not my decree. It's on behalf of all the good Osram laborers of this land who do all the back-breaking work, while only the Carja reap the rewards. All we're asking for is the ability to share in this prosperity for a land worked by the people, for the people.
Right. And just how much would be your share?
Only an amount appropriate to my contributions to this community, of course.
Okej.
If Chain Scrape is on Carja land, shouldn't a Carja be in charge? Who appointed you?
The sensibilities of good Osram folk, of course. You think a Carja can head this whole venture? Ah! The magistrate can barely make the trek from Barren Light without losing a few screws.
So you have no real authority then. People only follow you because you say so. Loudly.
Anyone who has followers has authority. I've been with Chain Scrape from the beginning. I mean, I'm practically its founder, and its honest folk know I'm indispensable to its success.
No nieźle.
You said you founded Chain Scrape. Somehow I doubt that.
Practically founded, I said. I alone saw its potential when it was just a smattering of tents in Barren Light's shadow. I invested in the mine, convinced some friends back home to do the same, and here we are. You could say Chain Scrape is what it is thanks to me.
Oh, so you're just standing around and profiting off everyone else?
Not at all. Sure, I make a little return on my investment here and there, but my main priority, as it was from the beginning, is to look after the well-being of these honest, working Austrians.
Nie brzmi przekonująco.
Where's the whistle?
Town, but with the threat out there, I'm not endangering innocent Alpine lives.
I'm going to clear out the bristlebacks. When I'm done, this valley is gonna get moving.
If that's what it takes. Until then, I'll keep looking after the safety of these good folk.
Just be ready to blow the whistle.
Okej, to oczywiście zrobimy i nawet sobie to oznaczymy, ale
The magistrate wanted. I bet he's in the tavern.
najpierw porozmawiamy sobie właśnie z innymi osobami. Zobaczymy, co jeszcze ciekawego można w mieście znaleźć. O, mamy taki schowek. Fajne. Ciekawa jestem, czy tutaj jest tak jak... Nie. Dobra, widocznie jeszcze może nie mogę z nim pogadać. Okej, to lecimy do tej karczmy. To będzie karczma? Dobra, wygląda na karczmę. Ups. Nie, no z nim mam porozmawiać, dobrze.
Hey, Mildev. Mildev. I took some of your stew last time I went into the wilds. It kept me going for a week. I felt like I could have put a strider in a sleeper hole.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Sounds like you're serving up some impressive provisions here.
Not again. You can have the discount too, but you'll have to come back later.
I think you have me confused with someone else.
Olvin didn't send you?
No.
Oh, my apologies. It's just that his minions won't stop pestering me. Now I've even worn out my special grill. Since I'm in the midst of a crisis, perhaps you could skip to what it is you wanted?
Some of your food?
Of course.
Okej, najpierw z nim porozmawiamy.
Alvin's people causing you problems?
Oh, yeah. They constantly demand my best, but the equipment I need to make my signature dishes isn't built for batch cooking. And don't get me started on the Olvin discount they feel so entitled to.
And if you refuse?
I make meals, no trouble.
How did you end up in Chainscope?
Heard about a new and upcoming town at the edge of the frontier. Where there's a town, there's a tavern. I was in need of work. So I got myself out here and started cooking. Some of these people had never tasted proper boars and berries stew before. Anyway, next thing I knew, people kept coming back. Guess they like my food. Or the ale.
Mam wrażenie, że słyszę jakoś w tle jakiegoś dzika, ale okej. Myślicie, że trzymają tutaj żywe dziki? Później poszukamy. Dobra, kontynuujemy rozmowę.
Your last customer mentioned your cooking really kept him going out in the wild. Where I'm headed, I could use some of that.
I would be happy to oblige, especially since you have the decency to ask pleasantly. But my special groove griddle is no more. Without it, I can't cook any of my signature dishes. I hate to think what'll happen when I'm forced to refuse Olvin or his goons. Even if I already had the right ingredients, there's nothing I can do. Unless you can source me a temporary replacement?
What do you need?
For the ingredients, a few pieces of decent wild meat, and I'd say a big handful of bitter leaf stems. That'll do. As for the griddle, a corrugated metal panel might suffice until I can have a new one forged. You'd likely find one in a scrounger pile if you follow the river to the northeast. Don't worry, I'll clean it first. You'll have no issue finding boars and bitter leaf on your way. Assuming you're as much a hunter-gatherer as your clothing suggests.
Thanks, Mildev. I'll keep an eye out.
So that's what gratitude sounds like.
And don't let anyone push you around, okay?
If you say so.
Dobra. To sobie też oczywiście zrobimy. Czy oni tu gdzieś trzymają dziki? Już teraz już nie słyszę, tylko słyszałam podczas rozmowy z nim. No te raczej nie chrumkały. Nie widzę nigdzie. O, ciekawe co to. Nie, tylko nie minigierki. Za dużo czasu na nie schodzi. No, nie widzę dzików. A taka byłam zajarana, że będą gdzieś dziki trzymać w klatkach. Dobra, porozmawiamy z tym typem.
Savior, thank you for taking the time. My condolences that you had to endure Olvan's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the dawn, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way.
The only way I know about is Barren Light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Olvan up.
No, w sumie chętnie mu pomogę, ale zobaczymy, co ma jeszcze do powiedzenia.
What is this concession decree that Olvan wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
Okej.
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help Olvan get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but chain scrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. And with the bristlebacks bringing work in the valley to a halt, Olvan has plenty of time to pick at barely healed wounds.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
Dobra.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Olvan blasting hot air all the time?
Olvan's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Nice to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Olvan will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Okej. A czy mamy tutaj jeszcze jakiegoś questa? Mamy nieznane i nowa misja. Polecę najpierw tutaj. Zobaczymy, co tutaj mamy. A, czyli to jest coś w stylu znowu ze mną nie pogada, bo nie. Okej, niech im będzie. Dobra, ta misja jest kawałek stąd. To jest główny quest. Jakie mam jeszcze questy w ogóle? Dziczyzna, to wiem, poboczna. Aha, w ten sposób. Dobra, to skoczymy sobie na te kolcogrzbiety faktycznie. Później... Albo dobra, najpierw zbierzemy tą misję, bo później znowu nam się zrobi tak, że będziemy szli w jedno miejsce 10 razy, bo nie wszystko będzie zebrane wcześniej. Dobra. To pewnie jest misja u Petry. Hop, hop. Okej. Nie, jednak inna misja. Ale okej, zanim sobie z nim porozmawiamy, to musimy zakończyć ten odcinek, bo już mamy 20 minut. Także to by było wszystko. Mam nadzieję, że ten odcinek się Wam podobał i zapraszam Was na następny. Cześć!